Whispered hopes turned into roars. Mountains moved by steady hands. In the sea of endless stars, we command and take our stand. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. Whispered hopes turned into roars. Mountains moved by steady hands. In the sea of endless stars, we command and take our stand. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. Tonight's the night we claim our fate. No more silence, no more wait. With every step we elevate, creating worlds we celebrate. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. We started with a spark, in a world so dark and plain. Now we're lighting up the night, making magic from our veins. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we build this paradise. Freedom in our hearts, we're reaching for the skies. Whispered hopes turned into roars. Mountains moved by steady hands. In the sea of endless stars, we command and take our stand. Liberty tonight, our anthem, loud and proud. Dreams unfold with colors bold, they shimmer in the crowd. From nothing to everything, we...
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Liberty Tonight. I am your host, Brian Piotr, and we have a wonderful night planned for you. Let's see what we got on the books. We got several people who are involved in the confirmation hearings. We got RFK Jr., Bernie Sanders. We got them loaded like the FAA is supposed to put planes instead of having them hit into each other. And besides that, we have a top 10 list for people you'd rather not sit next to on an airplane. And of course, the most important thing that we all come here for every single week, that is to hear from our monarch, the king of all the libertarians, as far as what should we be doing and what is important in the world. So take a moment, take your hat off, maybe pour yourself a drink, pour one out for the king of all libertarians.
Hear ye, I'm King Libertarian, benevolent dictator of libertarianism, slayer of status, hater of bureaucrats, and all-around badass monarch. Now silence, peasants. The king is speaking. Senate confirmation hearings for Trump's cabinet picks continue to its next phase this week, starting with RFK Jr. I haven't seen Democrats abuse an old white guy this bad since, well, Biden. RFK vowed as his first act to go after some of the most pressing health issues of our time, curing people with inexplicably raspy voices. Curb Your Enthusiasm star Cheryl Hines was present to support her husband RFK. When she was asked about her fellow Hollywood stars and RFK's own family speaking out against him, she responded, "They're mad we aren't libtards anymore." Next up was Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel. Democrats jumped so hard at the opportunity to stop two brown people from advancing in their careers, you'd think it's still the civil rights movement. Senate Republicans even had to block Democrat motion to dump condiments and drinks on their heads while they testified. Trump continues to flex his muscles with international affairs, threatening to send criminal migrants to Guantanamo Bay. When asked about the ethics of sending civilians to a military prison, Trump replied, "Our methods aren't exactly torture. We're calling it enhanced deportation." Detroit rapper Dank DeMoss had made headlines for suing Lyft after a driver refused her service due to her large weight. And Lyft settled with DeMoss, agreeing to launch a new service for obese riders called Forklift. The king has spoken. Now back to Squire Brian.
Oh man. Oh
I made
man,
myself laugh on that one.
the forklift app, everybody. The forklift app.
We have Lyft and now we have Forklift for all of our obese customers.
Okay, so there's this very fat lady who's probably one of the few cases where I support the use of a GLP-1. She has a problem keeping her mouth closed, and that would work. But if she can't do that, maybe she needs some pharma. Okay, so here's what we're going to do tonight. It's going to be a brand new segment. I want everyone in the chat to join in. Put in the chat on rumble.com/libertytonight. Tell us what are the things that you'd rather sit next to on a plane over and above this lady. Here's our first list. I'm going to see. Oh, thank you, Robbie the Remen, for gifting a sub. That's awesome.
Yeah. Woo!
Here we are at number 10. Oh, that's a beautiful picture. Wrong slide. Somebody who grabs your hand on next to the handrest. You'd rather sit next to somebody who tried to hold your hand.
Just staring in your eyes. Just every time you touch it, he just touches your hand.
Yeah. What else do we got? Okay.
Number 9.
Porcupines.
A pile of pissed off porcupines.
Yeah.
Rather sit next to that than Dank DeMoss on a plane.
Okay, number 8. Governor of New Jersey, former governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie.
Please clap.
Yes, this is Chris Christie after a rib eating contest. All right, would you rather in the chat, Chris Christie after ribs or Dank DeMoss?
Number 7, RFK Jr. I feel like
it's RFK Jr. Whispering raspily into your ear.
I mean, that sounds nice. I'd take this. I don't think that's even a hard one. Definitely, I'm taking RFK Jr.
What's bringing you to Detroit?
Number 6.
Right in the ear hole.
Number 6, the crazy Burger King guy, which we all
Burger King racist.
We would all wear a Burger King crown on a plane if we wanted a little extra space. Am I right?
If anyone knows, if you know, you know. Do you want to sit next to the Burger King? I'm not too sure.
Okay, next one up, Bernie Sanders, unvaxxed and unafraid.
Bernie Sanders in one of RFK's onesies. Do you endorse this? Did you endorse this onesie?
Yeah. Is it pure cotton? I bet
right, number 4. I'll number 4. We have Sink Uger and JoJo from Jers fighting over who's more base now that Trump has won. All right, that's number 4. Top 10. Who would you rather sit next to other than Dank DeMoss? All right. All right. We have number 3. Would
The
you rather sit next
USDA
to?
Inspector
Yeah.
General, as they're physically removed from the car by the police.
Yes.
This is
Yes. You wouldn't leave. Trump said, "You're fired. Get out."
and she said, "You can't fire me."
And then he said, "We can boot your ass out."
This transgender person.
A transgender describing every part of their top surgery.
Yeah, she was
That
sharing
sounds
way too
entertaining
much
for a
information.
5-hour flight to Denver, huh? First, they put me under, "It's ma'am," and second of all, they gave me a man's gown, and I said, "I'm a ma'am. I want pink." Yeah, every detail.
And number 1, this woman, 25, who sent videos of herself farting to her boyfriend's ex-partner.
The serial farter. Do you want to be next to the serial farter or not? All right, that's our top 10.
Well, all right, all right. Okay, welcome back, everybody. I believe that we're coming up on 2 more minutes. We have a call scheduled. Surprise guest. You're going to be excited. You got to flip a coin. If you got to remember what I said earlier. So King, thank you for joining us for this evening. Are
Yes,
you
sir.
going
Yes,
to be
sir.
downloading the forklift app?
My dating pool doesn't include any aquatic mammals, so I will not need to order a forklift. But I think it'll be profitable for the company. I think there'll be a lot of use.
All right, all right. I'm getting a phone call now. Should I put them on? You go talk to your peasants real quick. Hey, Bernie, my man, how you doing?
Hello, Brian. Nice to be with you today.
I saw you yelling about pharma giving you a lot of money, and that made you pretty angry today when RFK said that. Can you tell me anything about that?
Let me say something right now. Okay, every single one of those contributions came from workers in the pharmaceutical industry. Not a single executive, not a single civil pack. Let me finish. All from workers. Okay. That's it. He's a lawyer. All right.
Okay. If the DNC told you to take the money from an exec, would you?
Brian, I represent the working man, and I would never take money from corporate interest ever.
But you'll do whatever the DNC says. Okay. Let's move on. The onesie that you like to talk about so much. Would you change your mind if it was a hemp onesie?
Do you represent this, Brian? Do you endorse this? The unvaxxed and unafraid? You should be very afraid. Okay. Do you endorse this? Do you endorse you're looking so buff? Do you endorse this, Brian?
Yes.
Do you endorse him? Look,
I do endorse it, all of it. Yep. So, would you support the onesie if it was a hemp onesie? Would that change your mind?
No, Brian, it doesn't. I think there should be only one type of fabric, and it should be cotton. We don't need the choices. You just go to the store, get your groceries. We don't need all these toothpastes and toothbrushes. Just get one, cotton. That's it.
All right, Bernie. So tell me the truth. I've been to Vermont, and it's very pretty and all, but it's a very boring state. Are you more or less just pretending to like Vermont?
This is a common question from the right. Okay, your radical agenda to undermine the worker. Okay. I have 3 houses because I sold 3 best-selling books. And I chose not to live in the Vermont for a reason, okay? Because yes, it's a shithole. They're just blue-collar workers. They're boring.
Hey,
Nothing else to say.
those are the people making your Ben and Jerry's. You really gonna and you probably
Communist Crunch? What? Communist Crunch?
Okay, if we're gonna talk about the real issues here, and I'm gonna be a hard hitter. I want to be a hard hitter here, Bernie. You can't have Ben and Jerry's ice cream without cows, and cows poop and fart methane gas warming the planet. Is it not worth the trade to warm Vermont for ice cream?
I'm glad you brought this up because the cows, the cows, they fought, okay? I really don't know all the specifics of it, Brian, but the environment, the carbon, and then the workers, and the wages, and the communism. Do you endorse the onesies, the offensive onesies, Brian? That's all I want to know. Like, I don't.
You're sounding extremely German and authoritarian with this. Is this not a bad sign that you're on the wrong side of history for this?
Brian, I may or may not have vacation to Russia. I don't. I'm the real Bernie Sanders. I am a Russian agent, and you exposed me, Brian.
Okay. I got to get out of here before the FBI calls. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Goodbye, you dirty capitalist.
All right, welcome back, everybody. That was your great senator who represents you and votes to increase your taxes and enslave you, Bernie Sanders. I think I got it right. Anyways, welcome, everybody. It's a beautiful Thursday night. This is Liberty Tonight. We are here every Thursday night, 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern, and I'm always going to do Eastern because that's where I live. Unlike Florida man down in the King of Libertarian, living in Central Land. So please let us know in the chat, rumble.com/Liberty Tonight. What did you think about Bernie? Is he full of communist crap? And don't waste any time because first up, we got some mean tweets to read. All right, so what are the mean tweets? Here's number one.
We got the mayor of Minneapolis and as Ashley St. Clair saying, "Can I say something?" without everyone getting mad, right?
No.
So the mean tweet is breaking Tom Homan deports Ashley St. Clair for simping for a liberal mayor. You're out of here. Mean tweets, everybody.
Yeah, number two. Man, do I regret ever helping you. The only reason you're in that seat is because I sent massive financial support to Shirley Sherrod's C4 to mobilize rural Georgia during the 2020 runoff. I'll be correcting that massive mistake. You're awful. Oh, I think that's pretty awesome. Not that mean. Nicole Shanahan, I think you were mean to the whole country by putting him in office in the first place. But I think that the rhino alternatives in Georgia weren't the best anyway. So it was like Lindsey Graham versus Warnock. It's all a loss. When you go to pick somebody next time, can you pick someone who's good on some issue, possibly supports lowering taxes or something positive for the rest of us? That's all I ask. Yeah. Okay. Next up for mean tweets. Everyone here thinks you're retarded. Looks to be the case.
Yeah, this guy talking about the spreading the misinformation that he's, well, first of all, building it, and then it's going to be a death camp. So, mean tweet, reply, yeah. Everyone already thought you were retarded, but it looks to be the case. So,
next up on mean tweets, this guy said we used Bitcoin for money laundering and corruption. This is the president of El Salvador.
That's right. That's some sweet revenge there. That's a professional bitch slap if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, he was sentenced to 11 years. He was sentenced to 11 years in prison for taking bribes in gold and cash. Dang.
Isn't that wild? Like,
isn't it wild to get caught and put in prison?
Old school corruption right there.
it's from New Jersey. We know you're corrupt, right? We all know it, right? There's been zero non-corrupt senators from New Jersey in the last 50 years. But
I
the
mean, it's
fact
like
that
Chicago.
but the fact he got caught and arrested, like, what did he really do? Right?
That is always what you have to ask yourself.
I've seen enough movies to know that he must have not voted on something or not given funding to something or pissed someone off. There was some other thing he did, and they're like, fine, here's the corruption we already know about, put him in prison, right? Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have
What in the chat? What did Bob Menendez really do to get caught with all that embezzled gold and money? Yeah. What was it? What's your best guess?
Okay, while we're doing that, let's look at the last mean tweet. Wow, I didn't think Cheryl Hines could sink any lower in her chair. Let's talk about your wife then.
Yeah, and if you watch the video, she
I'm
actually
highly
sits up,
candidate.
like it's the complete opposite. But yeah, it's like that old bit. I think it was Bill Burr. He talks about like, how dare you say that Arnold Schwarzenegger is less of a man because he had an affair? Like, he's done all these great things. Yeah, like you were sitting in front of the U.S. Senate, and your wife is like right behind you, and she's pretty hot for her age and whatever. Is theirs, got your back, and the envy is just, it's just so tasty to see them freak out even more about this stuff.
All right, so for the next section, we're gonna do Babylon Bee headlines.
Let's
Oh,
let's shout out to the chat. Let's see what's going on over there. Let's maybe pull up some For Liberty shop and see what's on over there. But everyone's popping in the chat. So we've got Robbie the Ribbon. You gifted us one earlier. Thank you so much. Steelbringer gifted a subscription. Thank you very much. Quest Fanning as well. And then Steelbringer, another one. 2 subscriptions being gifted here on the Liberty Tonight show. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank
Everybody's
you.
in such cool colors in our chat because you're all members, you're all subscribers, so you get lit up real nice. So thank you everyone for all those gifted subscriptions. We are Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. I'm
Yes,
King
sir.
Libertarian with Brian Piotr. We're here 9 to 11 Central, 10 to 12 Eastern every Thursday here on the ForLibertyNetwork.com. All righty, folks. So thanks to everyone for joining in
Hey,
tonight.
Since I got the shop up, I just want to say that the Doge watered mug is really great. Stay hydrated, get some reverse osmosis, no fluoride, healthy water that you need to live, and celebrate the fact that we are cutting the bureaucracy with Doge. The Doge clock is updating. We're in the, how many digits is $12 billion? I don't know, like 14 digits.
I don't know, like
Hard to keep track of all
16?
these digits.
something.
But
Presents. How many is it?
it's a baker's dozen, I think, right now. So thank you, Elon and Ron Paul. I hope Ron Paul is secretly behind the scenes, filling out forms and crossing out budgets and firing people. Like, I hope Elon's texting Ron and being like, "Hey, Ron, what the F is this department?" And Ron's going, "We don't know. Just cross it out and see who gets mad. Like, just fire those people. We don't
Yeah,
need
I
to
do
know."
wonder like how involved Ron Paul. It's been really quiet, and Doge is like officially off the ground yet. I wonder how much work Ron Paul is actually doing on it. Peasants, have you heard anything? Tell me in the chat. I'm not sure. Is there any who watches the Ron Paul report? He probably has said something about it. So whoever's got like 16 hours of free time a day and listens to all of our podcasts, including the Liberty Report and
Hey,
Liberty
freedom
Tonight and
freedom never
Wake Up
sleeps.
America and Culturama and Dave Smith and all these people, the podcasters that I don't know, you must watch it on like double time and just go, I don't know. Yeah, report to us.
Hey.
What is Ron Paul doing?
It really helps when you are the autistic libertarian to be able to listen to everything at 2x speed. You cover so much ground that way. Also, when you hear people just having banter and conversation, you just skip ahead to get to the meat, right?
See,
You-
see, after I'm the total opposite. After I hit the vape, I didn't have to put it on like 2 times slow so I can like process it. So yeah, maybe I need to counteract it with some Adderall or something. Who's got an Addy subscription they can send my way? Let me know. Just kidding.
All right,
I'm
let's
not a
do some
doctor. That was
Babylon
not
B
medical advice.
headlines. Let's do it.
All right. So this is gonna be Babylon B headlines. So I'm going to read 4 headlines, and then
Everybody in the
Brian-
chat and me, let's say
Yes,
which one
in the
we think
chat.
is real.
Yes. So I'm gonna read 4 in the chat, and then Brian, we'll wait a little bit. We'll see. There's a little bit of delay here. We'll see some answers coming in, and then I'll tell you if it's true or false. All right. First headline: Democrat strategist says, "I can't wait for all the illegals to get deported, so American women can't eat blueberries with their smoothies." All right.
Oh, that's
Is that a real headline or is that a Babylon B headline? Chat, what do you think?
this is a real headline. Babylon B doesn't use that many words. They're just yeah,
Stop being autistic about it. Be some fun about it. Son of a bitch. Off with your head. But no, you have a good point. All right. That was real. Yes, Bruiser. Bruiser 55. You got it. Yeah. All right. This is my first time trying this, so I'm gonna. We'll get through the rest, but we're trying new segments. We're trying new things. Austin's in here. He was cracking the whip. We're trying some new segments. We're going a little clunky through it, but we're getting it. All right. So headline number 2. Here we go. Mike Tyson launches a new meme coin and challenges Hawk to a girl to a boxing match, ripping off their customers. All right, is that a real headline or is that Babylon B? In the chat,
Babylon
Mike Tyson
B.
launches a meme coin.
Do I go thumbs
that
up or
true
down?
or false?
Babylon B. This is
All right,
me.
Brian
Saying
says
Babylon B.
false. Barney Style says true. That is Babylon B.
All right.
All righty. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you guys are savvy with your news, so I'm gonna have to get a little bit less specific. But all right. Headline number 3: Elizabeth Warren, a staunch anti-corporate politician, is worried about RFK bankrupting vaccine manufacturers. Is that Babylon B satire, or is that real? Elizabeth Warren worried about bankrupting corporations.
I wish I had the sound effect for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You know that background music that's like.
Yeah.
This is real. This is a real one. 100% real.
All right. Bruiser says B. All right. Get your answers in. 1, 2, 3. This is real. This
I'm
is
3
a
for
real
3.
headline, guys.
3 for 3.
Yeah, she really said this. She was in the halls of Congress, and she was getting swarmed by the press afterwards. And I don't know if I retweeted it or not, but she one of her biggest concerns is that he will have the power to bankrupt vaccine manufacturers, and then no one will get vaccines. That was pretty much what she said. All right. Final one, number 4. Is this real or is this the B? Is this real or is this the B? 3, 2, 1, go. Liberal houses dozens of migrants and now under investigation for exploitation and trafficking. Is that a real headline or is that Babylon B? Liberal finally takes in migrants, is doing something shady, gets busted.
That's
all
legit.
right. What do you think, Brian?
This is a real headline. From
You think it's a real headline?
From a reputable source like the New York Times.
Reputable. Reputable. Off with your head and your terrible pronunciations. All right. Real. Everyone think this is real? This is B.
Oh, no.
Ooh, I came in hot on the back end with these last 2. All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to dial this in a little bit. All righty. Right. That was the B. So, Democrat strategist, I can't wait for American women to not have blueberries. True. Mike Tyson launches a meme coin. False. Elizabeth Warren protects corporations. True. Liberals taking migrants under investigation for trafficking. False. All righty. I got you. I got all of you. Better luck next time, peasants.
Okay. So I now that we got to talk to Bernie a little bit and hear from the Bernie slanders, I think it's on us right now to go call RFK and see what he thought of the confirmation hearing. Do you think that's a great idea? Doesn't matter. I'm gonna do it anyways. So, everybody in the chat, what's the number for RFK Jr.? I can't remember. Is it 555 Maha?
Yeah.
I think it's that. I think it's 555 Maha.
Bong, bong, ding, 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 bong. Bong, bong, ding, 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 dong.
Bobby, are you there?
Hey there, Brian. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I am so well, thank you. Did you pop a Zin during the confirmation hearing?
Sorry, Brian, if my voice seems a little hoarse. I was talking all day today, so you may notice a bit of raspiness in my voice. But yes, I popped that Zen like a Gen Z would.
Well, dude, I don't blame you. These dinosaurs, it's like a mixture of almost about to die old people and like middle-aged Karens that make your skin crawl, and they scream, and they kind of scream a lot and get really upset. How do you deal with just being in the room with them?
Well, Brian, as you know, my wife is Cheryl Hines, and wasn't she beautiful behind me, just supporting me and my efforts here to save the children. That's all I want to do is save the children, and she finds that to be extremely sexual. So, anyways, she's from Hollywood, and I'm a Kennedy, so we're pretty used to it, dealing with it from all the Thanksgivings.
That's a lot to share with me in the public.
I'm an book, Brian. When I ran for president, I said that I have a lot of skeletons in my closet, but I didn't think they would figure out that I was the one that put the bear head in Central Park. That came out of nowhere.
With Roseanne Barr. Oh my gosh. You were fearless. You were fearless last year. You did a ton of podcasts that nobody before running for president would have done. And you know, I commend you for that. How are you feeling about your votes in the Senate? Do you think you got 51? Is JD Vance going to have to be the tipping point for you, like Hegseth?
You know what? And I hope it is, and so we can expose who's corrupt in Congress, because I've written like 42 books on corporate capture and the government, so I think I know what I'm talking about more than these senators who literally can't read. So,
well, I do want to commit. Like, first of all, someone asked you a question about a onesie and you did not laugh. That is, you are in firm control over yourself. That is for sure.
It's Brian, my secret. It's the Zens. It's the Zens.
Well, is it a Zen, or is it Tucker's new conservative right wing tobacco? I forget what his product's called. Anyone in the chat remember what his product's called?
We're talking about doing a sponsorship deal.
It's Alp. Yeah. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, it's something real cliche like that. I like the name Zen better.
Mm-hmm. So, RFK, I don't want to rush you. I know that I don't want to take too much of your time. You spent all day talking to some windbags. What is like the first thing you're going to do when you get into office? Let's assume you get confirmed by the Senate and you're at work in a month. What are you going to do when you get there, day one?
Well, me and Cheryl are going to play Bill and Monica on my desk in my office. That's all I'm really looking forward to. The rest is going to be really hard work that I'm not looking forward to.
Wait. Well, before I let you go, I just remembered one question. Do you think that any substantial information will come out about your uncle's death or your father's death with the JFK files? And do you expect that like this will offer any kind of closure to you, or will it just be more open questions?
You're gonna understand why most of my family are sold out bitches because they're scared to death of what's really happened. So America deserves to know what's really going on in their government, and I will be open about everything in my life, including my sexual exploitations with Cheryl.
Yeah, well, we saw some video from the Senate hearing room earlier last year. I would like to not have to see any more of that for the rest of my life. I think everybody listening would agree. Anyways, thank you so much, Bobby, for coming on. Next time you see Mr. Slanders, just tell him that we all think he sucks for us. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Papa's in for me.
Will do. All right, thank you. And welcome back to Liberty Tonight, where freedom never sleeps. Steelbringer, thank you for the wonderful chats. Quest Fanning saying Cheryl Heine. I've never checked out Cheryl Heine, and I don't plan to. But you go ahead, man.
Have you ever watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, Brian?
No. Is she in it or something?
Dude, okay. Did you like Seinfeld at all?
Love Seinfeld.
Oh, dude. All right. So, and I'm going to educate the entire chat here as well. Some of you may know. So, Larry David is the producer, the executive producer of Seinfeld, and the character, the bald one, Seinfeld's best friend, whatever his name is. That character is based on Larry David himself. So he went on to create a show called Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is essentially that same type of humor, and he plays himself in working in Hollywood. So it's, if you liked Seinfeld, and everyone in the chat, if you like Seinfeld, yes, absolutely go see Curb Your Enthusiasm. It is, yeah, George Costanza, that's right. But yeah, Cheryl Hines is in it, and she's hilarious. So it will make you love the Kennedys even more because she's pretty damn funny.
Oh, well, that's actually something I'm gonna do that now. There's
not with your kids though.
Okay, understood. It's a late night show. Brewster says George Costanza can't stand you. You get a
Festivus for the rest of us.
Yes. Now, speaking of things that people do that make us love them more, Donald Trump is bringing something back, and I think everyone who's
it's
watching,
an important message for us.
A couple people on YouTube and the Twitch followers, you're all gonna like this special message from Donald Trump.
Today, I am signing an executive order making it legal to call your friends fags and retards if they are doing something faggy or retarded. Fags and retards, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to start calling our friends this again. And we will. We're going to call them fags and retards again. Today.
All right. Important message from Donald Trump.
Kind of just want to put that on loop. That's the AI is so good. We just didn't have this meme making capability 4 years ago. Memes were just 2D things with text thrown over the top. Now you can make hilarious videos for free from anywhere. If you aren't doing it, what are you even doing with your life? Like, you should be sending us these memes to put on this show, and we will do that every single week. That is the dream.
You know what, Brian? I've been inspired to say something. As I've said before, memes are like way of protesting. It's our art form. It's the next level of human evolution. AI is the Gutenberg press of meme making, right? Because it unlocks you to a completely, like, you can generate images, you can do video. Like, we're entering the next phase of memehood. It's like the printing press has been invented. So, yay. I love AI. Woo! Bring on Skynet. Let's go. Bring in the Terminator. Let's do it.
Bringing in something else, some heavy weight to lift.
Yeah. All right,
Here's
get
Bobby
ready
Kennedy making America healthy again.
with the rapper Damas. This is the lady we're talking about. The 10 people you would rather sit next to other than her. And then Bobby Kennedy's over here just bench pressing her 500 pounds. Incline press, I may add, which is even more difficult than your flat bench for all you non-lifters out there.
You know, his weights, none of them were ever impressive until you remember that he's like 75, and then you're like, well, that's pretty darn good. I hope that I can do this when I'm 75.
Yeah.
Oh man, the chat is going crazy with GIFs.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to figure out what started it. I think Steelbringer. He just went off, and then we had a little bit of a GIF war here going on. Look at all these subscribers. Look at all this color. Look at all this highlighting.
Everybody's a subscriber
here.
Yeah,
That's right.
If
appreciate everyone giving out those.
I think if you like this show, just come join the chat and roll the dice and see if you become a subscriber, because everyone's just giving them away these days, and that makes me happy. That makes us all really happy. We're very thankful. Thank you so much for supporting the show. I'll try to pay you back by being either funny or beautiful. You can pick which. And here's a little snippet from, trying to find clips of the RFK hearing was actually really hard because there's so much boring stuff.
Yeah,
there's so much crap.
Overwhelmed by it.
Like, I don't want to listen to about 99% of this. So we're really only bringing you the cream of the crop, guys. And the videos aren't playing right now. Maybe this is the internet telling us.
No?
Strange. I'm still on the internet.
Pro safety.
Oh, there we go. Brian has peasant's internet.
Well, somehow we are still broadcasting.
All right. Let's see. I think we're good now.
I think this is not my internet. I think this is X.
X itself? No. We rely on you for our shit, man. All right. All right, everybody go to X right now. Start tagging Elon on our feed. This is a bullshit. Well, which one was this? Was this the onesie one? No. Okay. So so this was the different one. Yeah. So this one was, he was trying to start speaking, and the crazy libtards run in and start screaming at him.
And then they get escorted out by the police.
That's right. They got booted out just like the USDA Inspector General.
Now,
we ain't got time for your bullshit around here.
Do you think if you interrupt a hearing like this, you go to the gulag for 4 years and don't see a trial?
I mean, that's the way that some people are treated. Like
I believe.
What is his name? Owen.
I believe that was an insurrection. What that lady just did, the mask-wearing lady that screamed. I think that she was trying to have an insurrection in the Senate chamber, and that she should go to the gulag. I think this is how we do it in America.
She brought no weapon. And had no prior plan or anything. Well, at least she had a prior plan. Yeah, like, okay, the Code Pink lady, Owen Schroyer did that once, and he was essentially banned from the Capitol and given like really serious charges he went to prison for. Well, he went to prison for essentially violating his agreement by going back onto the Capitol. But she like, these people are just, they know who she is. They know who these people are.
Dude,
so
they
it's
made a
really
sex
strange that some people get to interrupt and some people don't.
They made a sex tape in that chamber.
Is Bernie Sanders sitting at that desk? I hope so.
Probably. It was a gay sex tape was made in that chamber.
There's something sticky underneath here. Oof.
Like, those are some seriously nasty people that would ever think of doing that. Like,
yeah,
that is the very last place I'm doing anything like that, because that's a gross place. That is a really gross place.
It's a satanic facility, so why not just go wild? Satan lives there, and fornication is abound in the pit of hell that is DC.
Quest Fanning says he gifted and shared to his 13.5K Twitter followers. That's awesome. Thank you, Quest fan.
Thank you. Woo.
Okay, everyone,
Yes.
cross your fingers. Let's see what Twitter has to say when I play this next video.
Pro-vaccine, you want to ask questions. You have started a group called the Children's Health Defense. You're the originator. Right now, as I understand it, on their website, they are selling what's called onesies. These are little things, clothing for babies. One of them is titled Unvaxxed, Unafraid. Next one, and they're sold for $26 a piece, by the way. Next one is no vax,
by the way.
no problem. Now, you're coming before this committee and you say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions.
He probably wishes that those onesies were given away because they're a right. Just like anything you say is a right makes it free.
How dare you not have this essential equipment for free?
Yeah.
Every baby deserves this onesie, okay? $26.
Yeah, get the fuck out of
And
here.
hey, Bernie, Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. I expect a free, at least M16.
Yeah.
But if the freaking people in Syria and Jordan and Iraq and like 100 other places can get a Toyota Helix and a 50 cal, I can get a Toyota Helix and a 50 cal.
That's right.
I don't think that is too much to ask for all of my tax dollars. If we're going to borrow money, at least give me what you're willing to give somebody with a kindergarten level education on the other side of the world. My gosh. And I think everybody in this chat deserves a Toyota Helix and a 50 cal.
Yes.
You guys should all agree with me.
I only have mounted steeds to give away in my kingdom, but if you want that instead of a Helix, let me know.
Yeah, and I don't care if it's a Toyota Tacoma because that's what's in America. I'm flexible. I'm flexible, guys. Unlike this Karen, least flexible lady on the planet.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Oh.
Mr. Patel, I think you know that I have great respect for the men and women of the FBI.
Yeah. Hi, dear, can you open up your cloth? Will you show me nice pic of your buffs?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, you gotta let that run again.
Mr. Patel, I think you know.
If you are
that I have
confused
great
about this
respect
joke,
for
put a
the
1 in
Men
chat.
and women of the FBI.
Yeah. Hi, dear, can you open up your cloth? Will you show me nice pic of your buffs?
Thank you very much.
All right.
If
All
you've
right.
ever been on the internet, everybody, there's famous commenters from
Man,
India that do this.
Cash is off to a great start on his Senate. I think he's gonna get confirmed. They just he sang the song and they were like, "All right, you're in. Just stop. We no more questions."
Dude, there's
You
nobody more
win.
deserving of destroying the FBI like Cash Patel, and I believe in diversity if they also have merit, right? And if he's the best, he seems to be one of the best for the job. I don't care where he's from. He speaks perfect English. He'll go fire the people we want him to fire. He'll take the FBI agents that are in DC and send them to the border. This is all we want, Cash.
Yes. Yes. I mean, he was the one that uncloaked the whole Russiagate thing. He knows where the bodies are buried. He knows how the monster works. So you know, it's you're known by your enemies, and some of the worst people in DC hate him the most.
Plus, you know that he doesn't have to put in all the work. He can get a list texted to him from Elon of all the people to fire and just go to town, right? He can be the one that makes the decision. So he's got a whole team of people that are going to go through it and find everything that needs to be removed and just provide him with the heads. And he'll go, check, 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 pink slips. You're gone, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. So what do you think about the fact that Trump's offering a huge buyout, 8-month severance to quit your job?
I think to pry these leeches to pry these tapeworms from our intestines that are just feeding off of everything that we ingest, It's going to take a powerful anti-parasitic delivery system. And what do these folks like more than pretending to work and getting paid is not having to pretend to work and get paid for 8 months. So I think it's what you had to do. I am happy to do it if most of them take it.
Yeah, I've never heard of anything even close in the private sector.
No.
I know lots of people that have been laid off and gotten severances. It's like, you got 6 weeks? That's freaking amazing. But
yeah, I mean,
8
I
months?
have heard of year-long like severance packages, but yeah, this
That would be
uh,
so 8 months of a government salary and benefits. You can actually theoretically, because if you have skills and a willingness to work, theoretically get a different job and just bank all that money, right? That's like a truck or a nice down payment for a house, depending on
Yeah.
what you're making. But still, like,
just go directly back to work and just collect that, just double dip.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting on your ass for 8 months collecting.
absolutely.
That's what I would do, but these people aren't going
Yeah,
to.
but we're
Number one, they have no skills, or two, they're too lazy.
we're more like the founding fathers of this country. We're willing to work really hard, and I don't think anybody in the government really is. Small fraction of them, if they do exist.
Yeah, Quest
But
Fanning says, I don't think he can authorize to pay that. I hate to say so. And then Barney Sales says, I'm close to retirement. It would take at least 2 years. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll be challenged in court, but I don't know. Who knows? In Tagia, new to the chat. Thank you so much for joining. Haven't seen you here.
welcome,
Thanks
guys.
for coming. Yo, back to you.
Now
We are Liberty Tonight.
this next clip is King Libertarian said this is the first time a liberal has ever made him laugh in his life.
Yes.
So I want you to have really high expectations.
Being liberal is having no friends who own a boat. And I was like, damn, that's true.
It really is true. I'll say it, boats are conservative propaganda.
Yeah.
They're the only thing that make me want to know anyone who is conservative. And I mean, they brought the colonizers over. They're the original kind of tool of social violence.
And I become a conservative when I get on a boat. If I'm on a boat, I am drinking my first beer I've ever had, and I'm asking for country music to be played.
I will say I like an American flag more when I'm on a boat than when I'm not on a boat.
And it's so unfortunate. None of my friends who are liberal, which is all of my friends, own a boat. And to be honest, it makes me feel like a loser. It makes me feel really
'Cause you are.
like I am like, oh, maybe they do have it figured out that they own boats. Why don't we own boats? I don't understand.
Yeah, what's the one-to-one of being a truly awful person and also getting to have one of the most fun things that exists on planet?
Oh my gosh.
What are your theories, Brian? What are they missing? Why does the most terrible group on planet get to have boats? What's
here's
the answer?
here's the deal, liberal confused lady.
Please mansplain to these ladies right now.
Oh, let me open up my mansplainers right here.
Yeah.
Boats require work. They are a ton of work to have. Once you buy it, you are working on it to the day you sell it. And that is like, cannot deal with it as a liberal.
Yeah.
You have a job in HR in your company cubicle, and you never get your nails dirty, and you go to your social justice club. I don't know what you do, to each their own. But a boat is a ton of hard work. It always is. It always will be. You gotta fix the motor, change the oil, fix leaks. The electronics are broken, and it's sitting in your side yard most of the time. And then on top of it, it takes effort to take a boat out to a lake. You got to hook it up to a truck. You got to have a truck, right? Like, this is also a conservative thing. And then you got to drive it, put it into the lake, do all this stuff.
You gotta know how to drive it with a trailer. You gotta know how to load it onto a trailer. You gotta know how to work an engine. You gotta know how to navigate waterways. You have to. Yeah, even if everything's fine on it, you take it out. When you bring it back, you got to wash it, or you're gonna screw up your boat. So yeah, it's takes a lot of time and dedication and just practical common sense that I'm afraid is lacking with you lot.
Plus, to go out with other friends who have boats, our club has the boats. So you're going to go out with other friends who have boats. You're going to get a boat yourself. You're going to join your friends on the lake or the river or the ocean. And they all happen to be, they're all conservative. So,
yeah, like Robbie says, he alluded to, and without a boat, how can you have a boating accident with all your guns on them? Wouldn't make very much sense to not own a boat, to not have a boating accident, would it?
Yeah, and same. You might as well be asking this question: is like, why don't liberals have guns? Guns are so fun to shoot. I feel so American and love my country when I'm shooting guns. Why don't we have any guns? Like, you can't. You can. Just change
They're just
it.
extremely dangerous.
But you might become a conservative after you buy your boat and your guns. This
Yeah.
is just inevitable.
Because it'll force you to learn how to, do things safely in a logical way. It changes your brain into a functioning one. So unless you want to wake up to reality, and become part of this society we call America, there's some prerequisites. So come buy a gun, come buy a boat. You're funny even as a woman and as a liberal. Imagine how much more funny you'd be if you were based. You're almost there, though. It's a good sign.
Yeah. Also, working out.
Working
What
through.
else is liberal? If you work out, you're going to be liberal or conservative.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there
That's true.
anything about healthy life choices and having fun that doesn't make you conservative?
Let's see. Yeah. Being moderate on drug and alcohol use. No prostitutes. No gambling. Generally pro Christianity. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of societal and cultural and familial pressure to be a good person versus, I don't know, nihilism and atheism and post grad college woke philosophy and ugly art and ugly architecture. Yeah, I just can't see where they're going wrong.
Well, if you can't see why where they're going wrong, and if they can't, they should read The Fountainhead by Ayn Rand.
Yeah.
It's only, but here's another problem: reading a 1,000-page book that makes you conservative.
Don't work out. Don't get a boat.
A 1,000-page book, ooh, that's going to be a problem. Does it have
Is
pictures?
the Fountainhead really 1,000 pages?
I don't know. Let's look it up. I bet it's plus or minus, more or less. I listened to the audiobook, guys. I'm sorry, but I did listen to it.
There you go, technically.
So don't forget,
Yeah.
guys, good people also drink whiskey barrel aged coffee. And thank you
That's
for
right.
all of you who have already bought this. Please continue to let us know in reviews and send us pictures. We hear nothing but good things. I hear this is the best coffee ever. And I just really appreciate all your support who buy it over at theforlibertyshop.com. This is the Liberty Tonight. And yeah, we would like to be your drug dealer. We'd like to provide
That's right.
you with your caffeine addiction.
Yeah, Zins are all not good and well, but they're not. There's not a whiskey barrel aged flavor of Zins. All right, don't give them any ideas. I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But if you want to perform better in the bedroom, whiskey barrel aged coffee. It's anecdotally just my own personal experience, but wow, I almost had to call my healthcare provider because it was lasting too long. So, not medical advice. I am not a doctor, but wow,
Steelbringer's
that is some
asking when
powerful
are we
stuff.
just going to sell the whiskey? I think that we are about 15 years away from the whiskey being ready to sell.
That's right.
But I am moving to Kentucky, everybody. Just a heads up. What's the right? Please clap.
Please clap.
So I believe that I should get into either moonshine or bourbon. Those are my two options. As someone who doesn't drink, I think I still I'm required to make some. Yeah, I'm maybe I'll live in Thomas Massey's district. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You might move to Tommy Sassy Massey's. That'd be cool.
It's on the map of like general commutes, so I might live in the Massey district. Might be pretty cool.
If you move into his district, you call him, he has to take your phone call. You know, so
If I was
your
in Congress, that
constituent.
is not how I would work.
Well, at least you can get a message to him, right? I am in your district. You have to listen to me in some form or fashion. Does he follow you on X?
Yeah, he follows me on X, so I can DM him.
Yeah. To say, hey, I'm in your district now. I'm officially. You
Well,
officially work for me,
guys, when he
Mr.
runs for
Massey.
Senate in 2026, all of Kentucky will be his district.
There you go.
Okay.
Is he planning on that? Do you know?
I am planning on him doing that. He hasn't said a word, but McConnell's leaving. And if this isn't like his one main big opportunity, I don't know when he'll get another one, because people who become senators in Kentucky can stay there seemingly until the end of time. Mitch McConnell, for example, can just stay there. So
The
absolutely
frozen
crazy.
turtle.
Yeah, frozen turtle. There's an old saying, what do you call a senator who's been in Washington for decades? You call him home.
Mr. McConnell, are you there? Are you there? Yeah. Probably time to go home. When you're being wheeled in and you look like the goddamn crypt keeper, Senator Feinstein, time to go home. When you have been in a nursing home for 8 months and you just don't show up to Congress anymore, your staff just dumped you in one of those depressing memory care facilities, and you're a sitting congressperson, go home. I mean, okay, so Pelosi, she's got a grift going, so I kind of get it. But yeah, it almost seems like, especially with these Democrats, but all of them. I mean, look at McConnell. It's like we put you in this position, and you're literally gonna work to the day you die. Like that's the price you pay for your fame and your power and your money, is you're gonna work for us until you keel over. Get them out. Get out. You're fired. All of them.
Idris Elba echoes the British intelligentsia in his calls to ban kitchen knives to stop kitchen crime.
Perhaps 25% of the knives used in most of the terrible crimes. That's one of the stats in the films. And those kitchen knives are usually a domestic situation. Okay. So kitchen knives, of course, it's very difficult. They're domestic knife. I do think there is areas of innovation that we can do with kitchen knives. I hate to say it. Not all
What a
kitchen knives need
communist.
to have a point on them. That sounds like a crazy thing to say, but
How
actually
far
would
has
reduce.
Britain fallen?
You know, you can still cut your food without the point on the knife, which is an innovative way to sort of look at it. And in a country in crisis, I'm sorry, but yeah, let's look at that.
This is
But the truth
the
is,
most
How do you do?
pussiest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Hey, how y'all doing at keeping Shanks out of prison? You can't stop a toothbrush from being turned into a shiv. I think that y'all are crazy, and you need to go take a trip to like South Sudan and see what the world is really like before you start just, well, let's just ban it. Let's just ban everything. Let's ban it. If somebody says something mean about our lack of enforcement of child rapes, let's just ban them. Let's put them in prison. It's like everybody goes to prison for everything in Britain now, except for actual crimes. Freaking
I'm
nuts.
so glad we dumped their tea into the harbor. This is sad. This is low tea, the most low tea thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
We don't have your accent, and we left your country 250 years ago, and we are number one. We're number one, guys.
That's
No
right.
looking back.
We have the most richest land, the most resources, the black gold under our feet. Britain is a soggy, cloudy, rainy sop, and the smart ones left and came to the New World to become gods, and that's what we've done. But we've been weighed down. We've been weighed down by these Democrats and these liberals, but time has come to rise above this. rise above that crap where we are suggesting that we take the tips off of our knives. No. We will never surrender to that crap again.
I'm pretty sure I can't visit the UK now after this show. I did that for you guys.
Back?
I just want you to know I did that for you guys. Even if I don't know the answer, like it seems risky to pay $1,000 to get on a plane to find out that I'm not getting in. I feel pretty confident I could visit Saudi Arabia, but I'm not so sure I'm getting let in the UK at this point, because if they go on my X account, they're gonna turn me around.
As long as you are on a serial farter, I think you might be okay, though. So
I'm not a serial farter, but there is a really idiot lady who used to be the mayor of Chicago. It was Chicago, right?
I don't know. One of these.
I think it's Chicago. Let us know in the chat why I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But Tiffany Hennard, she used to be Chicago. She got in a fight with her boyfriend, and it's on video.
Whoa! Leave him alone!
Tiffany is in there. Tiffany is in there. Holy
You know
shit.
what? Guys, this isn't a cruise ship. This isn't a bowling alley. This isn't the middle of Walmart. This is, have some respect for yourselves. If you're gonna have a giant brawl with wigs and weaves flying everywhere, do it. Go to Target like you're normally supposed to. Go to the mall, not at a town meeting. Come on.
This is the hood.
You know what? Also, too,
you don't have this problem where people are everyday carrying.
Not a single titty it popped out. What's the point of these women fights if one doesn't pop out on you?
Oh, stop it!
That's the fun part. It's like a little surprise. Like, ooh, yeah, fighting and nudity. It's always good.
Robbie the Remen says England conquered half the world for spices, only to have the worst food in history. I saw a funny tweet on that. It's like, if properly cooked, true. If it's properly cooked, it is the worst food. Quest Fanny says they'll let you in the UK, then make a point of arresting you. Yeah, I really hope not. I hope that they would just turn you around as an American and be like, you have rights in your country, we're sending you home. But yeah, you don't know. Even if they arrest you and it takes you 3 months for the for the Trump administration to get you out, that's still time, right? It could still be a very annoying experience.
Yeah. Britain has fallen. They have no more tips on their knives because of people who say mean things on there.
They also don't have safe streets, and if you say they don't have safe streets, they put you in jail. So people will try to kill you. So I still propose the trade. Let's take Tommy Robinson and anybody who's over there for Facebook posts and trade them with the people we're deporting anyways.
Yes.
So if I go back to this next tweet, explain it to me. Hello, everyone. Blood test results are here. I'm healthy as a horse.
Okay. All right. So this may be, everyone needs to go look at this. So the original that he's quote tweeting from himself, this was September 2024, so a little while ago, almost 62 million views on that original post, where he goes to Tractor Supply or whatever. Yeah, Tractor Supply. And he gets a giant bucket of horse electrolyte, and he's like, it's essentially Gatorade. It's a vitamin water, but it's like a 5-gallon bucket, and I get all the, essentially like you would pay way more for Gatorade or whatever other kind of like electrolyte drink. So it was this huge saga where like you look through the chat where he was getting roasted for drink like what, if you scroll down, there's one person like zoomed in on for use of horses only. It was very much like ivermectin, horse pasty kind of like argument that was going on. Snarky liberals were coming in and being like, you drank horse drink or whatever. So it was this big thing that blew up, 62 million views. So basically the guy was like, F you guys, I'm going to drink this shit. And then I'm going to get my blood tested, and I'm going to show you that, like, I'm not stupid. it's the same stuff that is in the regular stuff, and I'm gonna prove it to you. So, earlier this week, he got his blood work done, and he posted the results. I don't know if you want to scroll through some of those results, or you are already.
No, I'm already so bored.
Yeah. So, other than his sugar being high, essentially this guy owned the internet very hardcorely by drinking horse electrolyte, horse Gatorade, and then owning all the libs with a blood test. So I found it interesting. But Brian seems to be falling asleep. So
yeah, I did hear a guy say, for your first aid kit, just go to the doctor and say, I'm going to sub-Saharan Africa for 3 months. Can you please hook me up with all the things I need? And then just put those in your medicine kit at home. You don't have to go to Africa.
Some antibiotics, definitely, for the malaria.
Antibiotics,
ivermectin, for the parasites.
hydrochloroquine, get it all. Just
for the dengue fever and the spider-tipped virus factory. I don't know.
Hey,
What goes on in South Sudan, Sub-Sahara these days?
Lots of killing people and hunger. Same thing as any time over the last 200 years, and I don't think America really cares that much. We also flood their markets with subsidized rice, American rice, sent to them for free, and then all the rice farmers can't make money because there's free American rice. So,
well, that's nice of us.
It is. It's kind of nice. Kind of sucks. So, the drones. Does everybody remember the drones? They were a story, and nobody was telling us about it because the president was like dementia-ridden. Well, Trump's been in the office a week, and here's the answer.
And before I turn to questions, I do have news directly from the President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office. From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy. And before I turn to questions, I do.
Okay.
So this lady, Quest Fanning, I have the story on this girl, Caroline Levitt. She's 27 years old. Her husband is in his later 50s. And it is quite the age gap. I don't know if you want to laugh or cheer.
I mean, she's got her own Leonardo DiCaprio. A girl can dream. Okay.
And I don't know how she ended up the press secretary, but this is one of the jobs in DC that I don't want. Like, I would take many jobs where you let me fire people, but if you wanted me to be press secretary, I would just absolutely. There's no way. There's not enough money in the world.
Why not? I think that would be fun.
It would suck because you're dealing with the literal worst people on the planet on a daily basis, asking you stupid, like 8 versions of the same question, all the same gotcha question to everybody, and then having to like defend yourself. Like, you remember that notebook that girl used to have for Trump?
Oh yeah, Jean-Pierre Mauder.
No, before Jean-Pierre under Trump.
The
other blonde girl, one of the many blonde girls,
the weird creepy doll.
She came all prepared with like notes, and yeah, guys, tell me in the chat, would you want that job? Does that sound like a fun job to you? It sounds like a terrible job to me.
Well, speaking of the previous ones, I mean, it's an upgrade, right? Like, we leveled up with this press secretary. I mean, if I gotta see you every day, like, come on, like, have some empathy on the eyes.
But we don't need it anymore. We got Trump's tweets.
That's right. He talks directly to the people.
Yeah, everybody already knows the news before the people in that room write it on their newspapers that we don't read anyways.
Well, apparently they write the news before the news even happens. I don't know if you saw that.
I
but
did see that.
The reporter writing headlines for RFK before it even started. Like, yeah, yeah, boom, 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 yeah, bad. I mean, the headlines they wrote weren't necessarily wrong assumptions, though. Like, the Democrats did lose their damn minds over RFK, but yeah, just not a good look.
Here's another not a good look. This is the name, Dank Demas. Falls backwards.
Yeah, that's the one soon lift, because the guy said she wouldn't fit in his car.
And she probably wouldn't. Have we not seen big people get in like a little Honda Civic and the car go?
Yeah, I mean,
I've seen it
500
happen.
pounds. I mean, what's the towing capacity of a Toyota Prius? Like, you need to like open up the owner's manual and check and make sure that you're not overweighing the Hyundai Soul.
Yeah,
you know what
is
I
it
mean?
$50? Is a $50 Uber ride worth new shocks? No, it's not. Your car ain't gonna ride right. You're gonna have to get new shocks and have it realigned. It's gonna be like $1,200. It's not worth it.
And the spill policy, they only give you back $200 if the rider damages your car. So it's not like you can charge Lyft. They're only going to give you like $200.
Yeah, and not to mention that this lady probably had some attitude. Like, so you don't pay him enough.
You definitely need to shampoo the car after the ride, 100%. So there's
never
your
a good time
that you would charge
to bow
her. So,
down.
yeah. Quest Fanning said his Subaru is 2,500 pounds. Well, it also has a hatchback, and it's kind of like a what's those old like wagons, station wagons. So yeah, Subarus they can get it. I'm sure she could ride comfortably in an Outback Subaru.
Jim Acosta quits CNN live on air.
to a tyrant. I've always believed it's the job of the press to hold power to account. I've always tried to do that here at CNN.
No.
And I plan
didn't.
on doing all of that in the future.
Hope not.
One final
Don't,
message.
please.
Don't give in to the lies. Don't give in to the fear. Hold on to the truth and to hope. Even if you have to get out your phone, record that message. I will not give in to the lies. I will not give in to the fear. Post it on your social media so people can hear from you too. I'll have more to say about my plans in the coming days, but until then, I want to thank all of.
What do you guys think it's going to be? You can start a podcast and no one listens to?
Yeah, he can go on right after The View. Yeah, just the double speak. Like, I think this guy, before he wrote this speech, he read 1984 for the 1,000th time, just to make sure you get that double speak down just right. Yeah, everything that he says that you shouldn't do, he was doing. He was pushing. The fear, he pushed it. The lies, the misconstruing, the manipulation. It was a total indictment on himself. Yeah, this guy gives me the creeps.
Yeah, they're just like 1984. They can say war is peace, and then the very next day change it, right? That just whatever's on the teleprompter that day, and it can be completely different from day to day, and they don't feel duplicitous or hypocritical. Here's something I wanted to share from Quest Fanning.
Let's go.
Begins. Trump buses migrants back to Mexico, which is absolutely fantastic, everybody.
The whole bus migrant.
5 words you pronounce wrong.
Oh man, ads on YouTube. Otherwise. Why is it that school buses look the same as they did 50 years ago? Why did the government never do better?
I don't know. It's
prison buses
it's
and
like,
school buses. They look the same. Not an accident, guys. Not an accident.
Yeah,
The same
right.
thing.
I think it's like the space shuttle, like, or did you see Massey retweeted it? But it gets into a good point. The space shuttle or anything like that. He was talking about the FAA radar system. It literally looks like Pong, like from back, like
Yeah, it looks like it
it's
did from 1980s.
yeah. It's like are you air traffic control or are you playing war games with Matthew Broderick? Like the only way to win is not to play. Like why are why are we hooking up a like a Nintendo to the satellites to direct these things around?
Not only that, but for those of you who do not know how it works, that planes actually move around the world. We have GPS for our cars, and planes have GPS in their cockpits. Most planes, not the older ones. But we move planes by radio. So you are told a heading and an altitude, and then you move over a radio state, like a radio area, and you cross at that, and you just aim at that heading and that altitude.
Right.
We don't use a 3D interactive, like GPS-based software from the future. Like none of that exists yet. The way the planes actually interact with the world is still just radio, which is
bizarre.
crazy. There's nothing modern about it.
No.
There is a pilot program to have integrated maps to fly with in Alaska. I haven't heard anything about it. It's been years. Bush pilots could use it 100%, like 3D interactive. You could even fly. There's nothing that stops us in technology from being able to fly in the clouds, because you could just have whatever sensors are needed, but we don't. We don't. We fly in the clouds blind with controls, with sensors, but not with like a 3D image like you could generate if you had like extremely modern technology.
Not just going, all right, we're at the right heading and altitude and speed, so we should be
and there's a
fine
guy
even
with
though
a
we can't
radar over
see.
there that says there's no one in front of us, and so we believe it. You could just have radar and all sorts of sensors and
it would
have like a
generate
3D
an
image.
artificial image.
Yeah. There's nothing that stops you from doing stuff like that. It's just a matter of money and upgrading things.
Since you're the aeronautics expert and we're on the subject, the crash, is there anything groundbreaking that you want to say there? Any opinion from your engineering background that on your aeronautics experience on why this may have happened, what was going on?
Well, I know for sure what happened, but the final reason for why is unknown. The Bombardier aircraft, which is like a 70-seat Canadian airplane, that one was just operating like it was told to. It was
right. It looked like a very normal glide path.
And this helicopter flew into it. Right. And so whatever the case is for why the pilot didn't see it or why he was there, or maybe he thought maybe he was told to fly that way and wasn't looking around, just following what he thought he should do. I don't know the facts for like why he did it, but it's either the fault of air traffic controller or the pilot of the helicopter.
Yeah, that's essentially what I gathered. Yeah,
I don't know which one it'll end up being.
Yeah, it was like a deer jumping in front of a truck on the highway. It was just right place, right time. I mean, it had to be so exact that crossed their paths at that exact altitude, because the Blackhawks aren't like super huge. It wasn't like a giant, 777. It was.
I just want to take this moment to remind everybody that the flotation device saved no lives. And that the truth of the matter is, if you get in a plane crash, you're all dead.
Not necessarily.
When people live in a plane crash, that is an exciting news story, because that is not what's supposed to happen. What's supposed to happen is it goes boom and everybody dies. So it's like a crazy cool news story when oh, everybody survived, or so and so got out of the burning flaming crash. So
Yeah. You get to have an adventure. You get to be stranded in the middle of the jungle and have to eat your dead plane mates. Cannibalism, surprise.
So when they give you that safety speech at the beginning of every flight, complete waste of time. They could just skip that, and for the most part, we'll all still be dead if there's a plane crash. And then we just save 5 minutes of our life. And we don't have to have that little speech. That's what I'm pushing for. So sorry for that little thing. Journalist Catherine.
The chat has a lot to say about this.
Okay, let's read it.
Let's see, Robbie the Ribbon. It's near the top of the food chain in general aviation. Sweet ride. Talking about the plane, I guess, the Bombardier, right? Active radar, yeah. There's also passive radar, which I was given a dissertation about, which is interesting too. Let's see. Damn Skippy, Robbie the Ribbon, that's right. With a 150 IQ and 2010 vision like me, Franny will be a great pilot. Yes, you will. There you go. I believe in you. You could do whatever you want, peasant. Let's see. And then, the new Intigia. Thanks for joining. I'm probably not saying that right, and I don't care. But no, thanks for coming in. We've had a good crowd here over on Rumble for a while now, above 30 the whole night. So thank you so much for joining us. There's like, I don't know, 10 of you talking in the chat, but there's like 20 or 25 of you still not chatting. Come in.
So are you lurkers? Are you Russian? Tell us the story. Are you watching from Russia and taking notes? About how based Americans are, and
That's
how
right.
we love guns and perhaps not enough love for vodka. All of those things are true. Not that some people don't love vodka, but it's not life or death, like it is for some of you.
Yeah, if you're in there, if you're not gonna talk in the chat, all right. Give it a like this video a like, give us a follow, boost us a little bit, you know.
And if you're my FBI agent who's assigned to this show, I want you to know the cash is coming. Cash is coming for you. You're getting fired.
Cash me outside. How about
Nice
that?
try, Fed.
Goodbye, stay behind networks. You're all out of here, you New World Order trash.
Journalist Catherine Ramble has a meltdown.
Look, the first time that Elon Musk decides to declare that globalist Jews are responsible for the great replacement.
Whoa. Are you allowed to say globalist Jews on CNN? Guys.
Wait, yeah, back that up again. I didn't hear that clearly.
I don't think you're allowed to say that. I think that you have to say, the DEI version of that, and I don't know what that is, but I would assume that she gets a book that tells her what it's supposed to be.
Do these globalist Jews also work for banks? Like, where are you heading with this weird anti-Semitism?
Of brown people into the United States. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. The second time he said that Jews are pushing hatred against white people, that's a quote. That was a little iffy. By the second Sieg Heil, I think he kind of loses the benefit of the doubt to be not accused of playing footsie with these Nazis. I'm not saying he's a Nazi. I'm saying the Nazis.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are saying you are saying he is a Nazi.
Right.
She's a little confused about what she's saying. But no, you are exactly saying that.
Think he's a Nazi, which they very clearly did at this event. And these words were not said in a vacuum. As you pointed out, the leaders of AfD have embraced, in many cases, the Nazi heritage. They have wanted to take down the Holocaust Memorial in Berlin, saying it is inappropriate to recognize this horrific chapter in German history.
Everything she's saying is a lie.
And I just think it's horrific. I don't understand why this guy keeps getting...
I don't get where she comes from. Is she German? Is she Jewish?
A journalist for the Washington Post.
I'm not sure why she's so offended about any of this. But she's taking this all very, 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 very personally.
Yeah, because Elon Musk doesn't pay attention to her, and she's mad at him.
Oh, do you think there's a DM from her to Elon that was never answered? Let me know in the chat if you think that's really it. It's like she
Only
tried to reach
respond
out.
this
She
if
sent
you're a
him a
Nazi.
picture in a bikini to Elon, and he never responded. And this is all just her hatred out against him.
Here's the unread DM from her to Elon. Don't respond to this if you're actually a Nazi. Do respond if you're horny right now. Oh God, no. All right. Yeah, she's very offended that Elon isn't paying attention to her. I thought it was spur of the moment at the time, and maybe it still was, but for it to be coincidence that he did that is suspect to me, because
Come up with a new slur, guys.
It drew them into this one rabbit hole that really doesn't go anywhere. I mean, like, if Elon hates the Jews, then he's doing a good job boosting them, and faking it. I don't know what else to tell you. You got Benjamin Netanyahu vouching for you on Twitter. Like, how much more not against the Jews can you get? But
also like, FYI, liberals, Hitler's dead.
Allegedly.
Most of those Nazis went to Argentina anyways.
I never saw his body.
They either got killed or they made it to Argentina. And I feel like Germans are allowed to be Germans now. Like, you don't have to pay penance for all time for something that happened. Same thing with slavery in America or slavery in any other country. Those are sins of your fathers. You aren't your father or mother, so you don't have to be put in prison or be like, you're not allowed to be proud of your own heritage ever again. Like, that's just absolutely so ridiculous. So I'm okay with Germans being proud of being German and wearing their crazy outfits and not being funny and all the other things about being German. Good for them.
Yes, Wiener Schnitzel for all, Deutschland forever.
Yeah, and just because Hitler did some stuff 70 years ago that was horrible, that doesn't mean you have to import rapists and murderers from around the world and suicide yourself. You don't have to suicide yourself.
Yeah, there was a bunch of pedophiles. There was a bunch of pedophiles in the Boy Scouts. Are you gonna hold it against the Boy Scouts forever? No. Well, maybe. But the point, well, that wasn't okay. That wasn't a good example. How about the Catholic Church? No, dang it. All right, bad example too. You get what we're saying. You can't hold it against everyone for every time, all the time. Except if you're a pedophile, then that's pretty bad. That's gonna carry a little bit.
Yeah, I'm all for, as a Christian, finding every pedophile on the planet and punishing them for what they did. If anyone commits a crime, they should be punished for the crime.
I'll do it.
No being protected in the Vatican or on random islands or anywhere. So between
what about public school teachers, Bruiser says.
Let's stay on this topic. It's between 75,000 and 80,000 of over the 300,000 missing children have been located.
Orders are for Trump has told me about, and all of this will focus on those missing children, hundreds of thousands of them that we know. And that number has started to already come down, Emily, from 300,000. So they've found about 75 to 80,000 of those kids already.
That's so
if
crazy.
If they can get the list of these guys,
we're
4 full
saving
days in office for
lives.
Trump, if they can get the list of where some of those kids have been, and they've been identifying it, since the election, going after them and trying to find those little ones, what in the world was Biden's administration doing? What was Secretary of Homeland Mayorkas doing when he said
he was
to
assisting
the
them
on Capitol
He was
Hill, we
helping
don't know where those
hide
kids are, I'll
children
look into
that were being
it.
trafficked.
No, dude, you
All
obviously had a better way to find them, and you didn't.
Yeah, honestly.
No, lady, go ahead.
You're talking to me, or you want me to finish
Yeah.
the clip?
No, I'll go. All right, whatever. Lady, it's not incompetence. It wasn't they were just not doing their job. It wasn't that they were lazy. They were in on it. That's the big secret, is that they didn't just lose them. They didn't just. It wasn't because they're shitty at their job. No, it's because they're good at their job, and they, through NGOs and all of this, through these shell corporations, they trafficked them in. They put them there.
And seriously, the Trump administration coming in and deporting criminals and finding kids who are missing and trafficked, we are changing hundreds of thousands of lives in America for the better. This is going to be an amazing year. This is the first 2 weeks, 10 days of the administration. They've already found between 75,000 and 80,000 little kids, which is amazing. And there's a lot more to come. And I bet that 300,000 number is an underestimate. We could beat it.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Yeah. Wood chipper go Burr. Heck yeah. The wood chipper is ready to go. It must be fed.
Yeah, just to put a bow on it. How could they find them so quickly? They just looked. They just stood up and just went like this.
And they probably had a piece of paper that said, like, here's where all these people are that have been missing, and they just went and got them.
Yeah, because they're earning their cut. They're gonna track how many are out there and how many are earning, and they get that 10% for the big guy. Yeah, it's all being funneled back in to the pockets.
So here's the bullet we dropped, the bullet we dodged.
For you, there's still tomorrow. Don't give up. Not yet. Be hopeful.
I don't know
Be
if he's a boy or
happy.
girl, but
There's
he's
still
definitely a
tomorrow.
Kamala
Don't
supporter.
give up. Never give up. No,
don't assume
I won't give up.
non-gender.
No. Let me love you. Let me love you.
Yeah,
I won't give up.
she
No.
was one of the ones that went viral for freaking out.
Oh man. Never give up. I think that it wouldn't be so bad if you gave up.
Like, yeah. Imagine this person, Kamala won, and this person is now. They're not happy. They're never happy, but they're empowered. They beat the orange Nazi again.
They got a job as an intern at the White House.
Yeah, I can finally stop being a barista and go be an intern and visit those same famous Senate chambers that my predecessors once graced so majestically. Yeah.
Did you see James O'Keefe got another Tinder date guy from the White House who is like in the mRNA vaccine area. You should all guys go watch it. O'Keefe is in the background of like 5 different shots wearing headphones while this guy's spilling the beans about how he's going to slow down and stop and make it difficult on the Trump administration. If you are a liberal in DC, you got to be really careful on Grindr, Tinder, Bumble. Yeah. O'Keefe is one swipe away. And if somebody just feels like they really care about your work and that you are interesting, no, that is, what is it called when they got hidden cameras on you and they're going to expose you to the world? Is that still catfishing? Let us know what the right term is for that. When
that's some Chris Hansen have a seat type shit right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a seat. No, and I want to commend all of the straight men out there. There has been times where he gets a blonde hottie in there, and a straight guy will spill the beans. But man, we are doing well compared to the gay guys. Like, you matched with one of those dudes. O'Keefe, are you sending dick pics to him? Like, not yours, but maybe yours. I don't know. But like, are you just getting, you AI'd one in maybe with your face, like those AI images from the hospital lady that got scammed last week. But it would be interesting to know your technique because you seem really good at luring in gay men. I don't know. Maybe it's just as simple as just being above average in attraction and being down to meet up. So,
But you know what the real problem is? Not the crime and the rape and all the negative, actual negative things. The real problem is that eggs are expensive.
I guess the danger is in covering Trump 2.0. How do we deal with this? Because these things have real implications. Everything Joyce just described, people are affected by this. This is not an abstraction.
We tried to tell y'all. I mean, Ali, I wrote specifically about this issue, what he was going to do to the Department of Justice multiple times during the election cycle, because as you pointed out in your open, this was all written down. So I don't like the shock and awe version of this, because if you had been paying attention, they wrote it down. They told you exactly what they were going to do and exactly how you were going to do it. And a majority of white people voted for this. This is the disgusting version of America that people want. And oh, by the way, eggs are still more expensive.
This is the real me.
You didn't even get that. Great job, white folks. In terms of
Great job, white folks.
Wow.
I would like to say you're welcome, everybody. I bought eggs, 18 pack for $3.98 at Kroger on sale. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a lot of eggs for a little amount of money.
I hear that there are other places where they're extremely expensive. Places like Colorado and California where the chickens cannot be in cages. They must be free range, and therefore they must be $9 I don't know, $8 a dozen or something. That's not my problem. I don't live in that state or those states that do that, so that seems like a liberal problem. If nationally it's gone up, it doesn't matter. This doesn't.
Yeah, I exclusively eat organic, pasture-raised quail eggs. I smash about 3 cartons per breakfast just to get enough egg material in there to have a real omelet. But my servants, they do well cracking the eggs, frying the eggs, and I don't like them to scramble it. I want a patty of small individual eggs that create a lattice of deliciousness that the finest of cheeses and chives grown from the palace gardens is just wrapped up in there and pressed to perfection. So
I did have a
I don't know anything about the.
I did have a friend who was limited to the number of chickens by the HOA, but there was nothing in there about quail, and so he had hundreds of quail.
It's like a regular neighborhood, or
regular neighborhood.
There was some land.
Regular neighborhood. You can have 200 quail in not that big of a box. I mean, it was
you
like
put it in a box.
It was like a normal size chicken coop size. It wasn't that big.
And they shoved 100 birds in there.
A couple hundred. And what you do is you sex them when they're babies, and the males become
them.
What? You sex them.
You what them?
You sex them. You decide.
What is that?
You check to see. You check to see if they're boys or girls.
Oh.
And you take the boys and you kill them and you feed them to your dogs. And then the girls get to live.
Hold on, you're gonna need to slow down. I need to process this. All right.
Yeah.
So you've got 200 birds shoved into a box. You take them out and you look at their genitalia, and if there's a penis, you kill it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm up to speed. Continue, please.
And then hopefully you did a good job of dividing them up so that when they grow up, there isn't like one boy in there.
Okay. Why don't you want a boy?
Because then they'll fertilize all the eggs.
Okay. All right. Hey, imagine being the one quail male with 199 hens around you. I mean, come on.
You survived. You survived.
Fertilize them all.
You survived seeing all of your brothers killed and fed to the dogs.
Well, do you do a round where, like, if you start to get low on quails, you just have them, or is there like Tractor Supply? You just pick up some quail chicks.
Yeah, I don't know where he ordered them, but you just order them. You order the chick.
They just ship you quails.
Yeah. Yep.
Those little chicks, and it's like UPS. He's like they fall off the back of the truck, and you just throw it onto the porch, and half of them are dead.
So, anyways, everybody in the chat, thank you. This is Liberty Tonight. We are here every Thursday night, 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. to 11 Central.
Yeah.
You can support us by going into forlibertyshop.com or becoming a subscriber or sending us a Rumble rant here in the chat. Thank you for all of the above. We will only be thankful for the rest of time for any support that you give us, and we really appreciate you.
Throwing out those subs.
I do want to say that Fauci got pardoned, and here's a liberal thinking that's crazy and agreeing with us.
Cadaver Joe Biden, smoking Joe Biden, pardon Dr. Fauci. Why would Cadaver Joe Biden pardon the world's most famous doctor? And there's a lot of famous doctors. There's Dr. J, there's Dr. Pepper, Dr. Scholes, Dr. Seuss, Dr. Strangelove,
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Feelgood. Why would you pardon Dr. Fauci? What kind of a doctor has a pardon? When I go to a doctor's office and I look on their wall while I'm waiting to have my consultation, I want to see degrees. This medical school, he went to a Columbia Medical School, Cornell Medical School. He studied this kind of medicine, that kind of medicine. I want to see pictures of him on vacation with his kids. I want to see a picture of him with his grandkids in Aruba. I want to see success.
We get the point. Welcome. You are now a conservative. You were the baddie on the left side.
Yes.
Dr. Fauci was a baddie.
Yeah, I don't know how much you know about Michael Rappaport himself, or what he was up to during the pandemic, but it was bunches of fun. Only Keith Olbermann was the only other person more obnoxious than him in New York City about COVID. I am not.
Was he the guy that was going to the sex parties and then also being like in charge of inspections for COVID?
No, but it sounds like something he might have done. No, he's a comedian, but he would go around like filming himself. Get that vaccine. Get it. Yeah. Pieces of blah blah blah, like New York way. Yeah, harassing people in New York City for not wearing masks, berating people to get vaccinated. He was one of those that was just like Keith Olbermann level. Just
it's a really awkward problem when you probably got vaccinated and did all that, and then find out that the guy who mandated it gets a pardon. And you're like, why did he get a pardon?
It does raise some questions. It does not give you a good feeling when like, ooh, I'll say, wait, like he said, why does a doctor need a pardon? I'm gonna give everybody a hint. The 2014 date that it goes back to is specifically for a reason. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. That's all. Just send you down that rabbit hole. Chat is still burning, man.
He killed people with AIDS, with remdesivir. We know.
That is true.
We know what happened. Hey, there's good news. We're going to end the night, keep going strong on some good news. Many have seen this video, but there's no reason not to watch this again. Donald Trump just slamming the mayor of LA, this complete hack, like the expert with words that he is.
Safe. We want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't
Yes,
cost
and
a
they
lot.
can.
You
And
should
they are
let them
able
do
to-
it because
No,
by the
they
time you
can do
hire
that.
contractors, it's
Right.
going to be
Look at
2
Melania all
years.
dressed up.
If a family
People are willing to get
She's so
a
cute.
The
a
action
dumpster
suit.
and do it themselves and clean it out.
and they can
There's
do
not
that.
that much left.
See,
It's all
this is-
incinerated.
That's right.
This is what
And
we
you know,
need
it's just gonna
in America. Them being called out in front of everybody so everyone can see how incompetent and stupid they are. Basically, this is a fire. I mean, this was just last week, and it seems like an eternity ago the Palisades fires happened. But basically, she's like, no, you can clean your own debris, blah blah. And she's like, well, you can maybe go back in a week. And he's basically saying, like, people are standing outside their houses right now, like on the curb, and you won't let them go on their property and just clear it out. They're ready to go back the day after the fire. What are you doing? So, yeah, the nightmare of permitting and everything. I mean, you're from California, Brian. We don't need to tell you, but
Please,
this
guys,
is how we have to do it.
do not hold that against me
Sunshine
that I'm from
disinfects.
California. I was born and raised in the most conservative town in America. Definitely the most Republican city in California. Of the 7 seats on the city council, all 7 were Republican. And I started the Republican Club at my high school. So my credentials are very, 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 very red. But unfortunately, it was in California, which was the worst possible place to be. And it's a shame. I wish I could have lived there 50 years before, right? When college was free and there were no criminals on the streets and everything was clean and safe. Like, it seemed like a beautiful, wonderful place to live. That's just not the California we have now. Before I left, I had my second kid on the way. Somebody at the garage sale across the street from my house got shanked at the garage sale. It is $750,000 house that was having a garage sale, and 2 people got in a fight, and one shanked and killed the other. And I'm like, this is maybe not where I want to raise my kids. I think
This isn't a mall.
like, this isn't in prison. Like, what the heck?
This isn't a city council meeting.
There's an argument over, I grew up in Orange County, in Newport Beach, Orange County. My dad was on the city council there. Why are people getting stabbed in front of very rich people's houses and getting, like, this? Time to leave, guys. But
yeah,
there's a new world coming. This is how we feel every time we go to bed.
Good.
Donald Trump staying up late and working.
Say your prayers to Donald Trump still working when you're going to bed. He'd tuck you in. He'd give you night kisses and make sure that all the monsters go away. He'd check under your bed for any liberals there. Nope, no liberals there.
You know,
Open up
it's
the closet.
It's late
no
here.
Liberals in here.
It's late here. It's 11:48 p.m. Eastern, but Trump is not asleep. I bet that guy is awake, dealing with problems, and he's making America a better place.
That's
But
right. We're back, baby. America's back.
this is Liberty Tonight, where
Yes.
freedom never sleeps.
Never.
So, do you have a peasant of the week ready?
Give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, you got like
Maybe.
you got 10 minutes, man. Take your time.
All right.
Okay, here's filming of the Tourette's
I didn't
documentary.
realize that I had Tourettic OCD, where like I have to do things like a certain amount of times or like something bad will happen. I was diagnosed when I was 7, and my dad, after I was diagnosed, I literally said I wanted it. Like, here, you need more napkins? We can get more
Hey,
napkins.
this is safe space. Safe
Errol's
space.
got a hammer. Errol's got a hammer.
I have a gun.
Okay, everyone, we'd like to get started, so please take your seats. First, I want to
Yeah.
welcome
Go
everyone
Baleen.
to TICCON 2024.
TikTok.
Today, this panel will focus on lessons learned from living with Tourette syndrome in the public eye. Our panelists, Baylin Dupree, TS advocate, Adie Smith, who is our TAA global ambassador, Mr. Peter Antico, director
It'd be
and
wild
stunt
if she really is
coordinator,
faking this.
and Quincy Roche, linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings.
This
and
is
TS
a
advocate.
crazy lineup.
Take a picture, it'll last
Yeah.
longer.
TikTok.
I agree, it will last longer.
Headline
Thank you, babe.
speakers. Yeah, so this is a follow up from last week. We introduced Baleen to our audience. The 20-something-year-old that has severe Tourette's. She got super famous on TikTok by just filming her tics, and now has a TLC show right next to My 900-Pound Sisters, Quadrupla Wife, and Really, Really Dirty House.
Like, I support this influencer 100%. I think this is excellent entertainment television, and she could have a real problem in regular life if she's not faking this, but she's turned into a TV show, and that is pure entertainment. I support her 100%. Also, I need everyone here to learn. This is an educational video of how to act around this kind of parking.
What? You can't park your car here, ma'am.
Are you blind?
Ma'am, move your car.
Excuse me, mate. You can't park there.
What?
Can't park there, mate.
Hey!
What are you gonna do?
Hey, you can't park there. You can't park there. Hey! Hey, you can't park there. You can't park there.
You can't park that there, mate. Fuck off!
You all right, mate?
What's the name of this road?
You can't park there, sir.
I know I can't park here.
That's some good old humor right there.
Oh, it's such a good bit. Thank you,
That's
Internet.
what you call situational humor right there.
Yeah, I have another one.
Kids, but have any of them popped out yet?
I just want to know if anyone else thinks the third guy looks like Sid from Ice Age.
This is for the lady in the brown. You have 2 sugar daddies and couldn't get your teeth fixed?
Oh.
This is for the guy in the maroon shirt right there.
Old
When you're done
school.
mopping the floor with Mr. Clean over there, you come get yourself a Wonder Mop.
It looks like you're the mop and the bucket, fat bitch.
Looks like you're good at math.
I'm good at math.
Looks like it.
Yeah, well, I know that you look like you weigh about 250 pounds. I can count that.
I think he was being generous there. That's that old school Jerry Springer. Good old television. Back in the day when television meant something, when it was art, when there was passion.
Where is the modern day Jerry Springer show? Who is doing it on the internet? Is it Alex Stein at city council meetings?
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like where is the trashy TV? Bring it back. I mean, if you were just to stream it on the internet, I think there may be Austin, if you're listening. Let's do a Jerry Springer style show on the For Liberty Network.
Yeah, so
that would be fun.
The For Liberty Network. Go to forlibertynetwork.com to support us. We get the Wake Up America show, Culturama, and Liberty Tonight, and perhaps the Jerry Springer show. If you are watching this and you think you can make the Jerry Springer show for the For Liberty Network, you should message Austin right now and say, I got it for you.
Yeah.
But
he's looking for shows.
Look, just to offer you some of that, I want to be your Jerry Springer for you right now. And you're not allowed to laugh at this, guys.
The fuck was that? Oh. What's up, buddy?
Guys, we get this bit. It's a funny bit.
They're just naturally funny. What can you do?
I think everybody in these videos is doing it to be funny.
Right. I'm sorry, but little people are naturally funny. Some people are tall, some people are short, some people are athletic, some people are smart. Little people are funny. I'm sorry.
And so is this lady.
Year that in my birthday, and our wedding anniversary, of course. Just gonna keep digging this hole deeper and deeper. So look, the holiday season is one of my favorite times of year. That and my birthday.
So yeah, it's your wedding anniversary. To the guy that you blamed for losing for being a scumbag.
Oh man,
good job. You really have good taste in men there, Kamala. I mean, you were with some pretty influential guys throughout your career. So
America dodged her by literally millimeters. I don't know how many millimeters. 5, couple centimeters maybe.
Yeah.
So close. So close. I am so glad we have President Trump and that he's alive and that 2 assassins both failed this last year.
Welcome to the new age, the golden age. Yes.
This is the age of Aquarius.
Liberals. What?
The age of Doge.
That's right.
Of ending dreams of just hanging out and pretending to work as a government employee. And we at Liberty Tonight will be here every single step of the way. 2025 is going to be an amazing year.
Yes.
We're going to grow. You, as an individual, you are going to grow. I want to see you turn into the great man or woman that fires government employees.
Yes.
Or just reads the funny stuff on Twitter and comes and joins us at the Liberty Tonight Show, where Liberty never sleeps. Please do, before you go to bed, visit forlibertyshop.com and type in Liberty Tonight. See our whole collection. Get yourself a nice sweater or beer stein or whiskey glass or coffee. We got a lot of options for you. I appreciate you, every single one of you. Now, I've stalled as long as I can. King, who do you think should be the peasant of the week?
I've thought long and hard about this, and because the fight for the confirmation of Tulsi and RFK and Cash are still pending, and unless they win, they don't deserve to be peasant of the week. I am going to give it to the man responsible for ensuring a big win last week, and that is our dear Vice President, Mr. J.D. Vance. You came in at the 11th hour. You ensured excess, clinched his victory. You defeated the evil turtle, Mitch McConnell, who at the last minute switched his vote in an attempt to torpedo the MAGA, Maha, Make America Free, libertarian-esque movement that we have here. This great alliance where you have paid tribute to the libertarian gods by freeing Ross Ulbricht. This is a forged an alliance together, and for that, J.D. Vance, you are Peasant of the Week. Congratulations. Good job using that position to do something great other than the vice president of past. So congratulations. You are Peasant of the Week.
All right. That's going to do it for tonight. Don't miss us again at the same time next week, Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. We will be back here with some more memes, some more segments. Let us know in the comments what you liked, what you didn't, and we'll make it better for you next week. Hope you have a great evening. Talk to you soon.
We started with a spark.